Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft and I'm here to bring you guys another Heart of the Swarm broadcast. Looks like we're going to be doing a Protoss versus Terran today, and this is going to be from the group stage, stage 3 from DreamHack Stockholm. And today we're going to be looking at two really notable players in the top left hand corner of this best of 3. We've got the green Protoss player, and he is of course Grubby. And obviously well-known household name in all of the esports community, former Warcraft 3 pro, playing Starcraft 2 extremely well, actually had a great breakthrough at the Heart of the Swarm launch tournament in France. I think that was on the day of Heart of the Swarm's launch. He actually beat Stefano, he beat Whitera, and he took first place in that tournament. So Grubby is kind of beasting out right now in Heart of the Swarm. So he is going to be at the top left-hand corner of Belshire Vestige. His opponent is going to be CM Storm Polt. And CM Storm, for those of you guys who don't know, I believe they make computers. I could be wrong, though. But Polt is going to be, he's actually no longer part of... you know, he was once known as Optimus Prime when he was on Team Prime, but Prime is no longer around, so now he is on CM Storm Polt, and he's actually just a solo sponsored player, so he doesn't have any teammates or anything like that as far as I know. But this should be a pretty good game. It's going to be a Terran versus Protoss, and I don't know why there's no music in game right now. Sometimes some of these custom game, the custom game setup from DreamHack bugs out sometimes and the music doesn't come on. I have no idea why. But I guess you guys will just have to listen to my voice, and that will have to do. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get on with this game here. It looks like Polt is going for a barracks at the front door. He's got a refinery coming out around in the back as well. Do remember, guys, this is a best of 3. This is from DreamHack, so it's a couple of weeks old, but these replays pretty much are the top-notch replays that are out right now, and definitely games that I want to bring to you guys. A lot of really cool matchups here that you guys might not have seen, featuring some really good players, and obviously this is like the highest level of Heart of the Swarm, so it's really cool. And it looks like Grubby here is planning to do something dastardly. He's got a pylon hidden at the top right hand corner of Polt's base, and Polt here actually going for Marine. He's making a Reaper right now. Remember, guys, Polt is a guy who kind of popularized the 1-1-1 crazy destroy Protoss opening that became so prevalent in Korea, and now it looks like Grubby might be thinking about returning that early aggression back. You know, revenge is a dish served best cold, and I think Grubby might be planning for something here with that pylon. Now the SCV has made its way over to the Protoss base, and it doesn't see anything funky right now, but we do have a Stargate coming. Grubby is going to go for a Stargate, and I can only think of one unit that Grubby could possibly be going for here, and that's got to be the Oracle. But there's a oh my god, Polt knows. He sniffs it out, and he sees a Stargate coming. That is pro game sense right there. And Polt now, with seeing that Stargate, he could actually just kill the pylon off, I think, before the Stargate can produce anything of relevance. And yeah, I think that's exactly what Polt's going to do. So this Stargate is kind of screwed unless Grubby can power it up with another pylon, maybe hiding it down here or something. But that Reaper's vision is pretty decent. We'll see. Will Grubby make a unit? Yes, he will. He's going to try to chrono boost the Oracle right now, but I don't know if that Oracle is going to come out in time. And really, Grubby is risking an awful lot here in order to try to win the game, basically by cheesing. There is another pylon coming up, but the probe now is going to try to get away. If it can run away, no, it cannot. The Reaper's too quick, but a Stalker comes. Grubby reinforces with the Stalker, and that Stargate is going to come up, and in fact, Grubby says, alright, I guess I can just cancel this pylon. I don't need it anymore. And all of the sudden, I think our Terran player here from Korea is going to have to worry quite a bit about this Oracle coming in, but he's got a missile turret up, and that's pretty smart. Obviously, with the missile turret online, I don't think Grubby will get too many worker kills here. He's got about 2 kills already, and that Oracle is running pretty low on energy now. It just killed off a third SCV that was building the barracks, but honestly, not too bad. You know, for Polt, he sniffed out the proxy. He basically only lost 3 SCVs, really, and he's got an expansion down much earlier than his Protoss opponent does, so right now, I've got to say that Polt has everything going for him, and that was just incredible game sense. I don't know how he knew that there would be a Stargate there. It had to do something with the fact that he brought the SCV into the main base, and I guess he saw, hey, there's no natural expansion. there is no, like, there's only a gateway and a cybernetics core here. There's something missing in the Protoss base. Where are the additional gateways? Where's the natural expansion? And he didn't see any of that, so he appropriately scouted, and, you know, he saw that there was a Stargate, and now I gotta feel like, poor Reaper, I gotta feel like Polt is looking pretty good in this matchup. Grubby still has an Oracle kind of chilling around the back here. He could certainly fly it in and do a little bit more damage. He still has the worker count advantage, which is a little surprising to me. I guess those oracles have been doing more damage than I thought they have. But yeah, he's got a worker advantage, and this Nexus is about to come down, so that's going to help immensely. One SCV running into the front door here, trying to find out what's going on, and he sees a robotics facility, so he knows now, Polt knows now, that Grubby is going into Robotech, and we'll have to prepare accordingly for Immortals or Colossus. And it looks like we are going to have, no, for a moment there, we had the support bait coming for Colossus, but it looks like Grubby is going to change his mind here and just produce an Observer, and he might decide to switch into Twilight Tech instead. You can see he's going for +1/+1, and that's usually a good indicator that Grubby wants to go for, that a Protoss wants to go for, you know, like a charge out Archon based army rather than Colossus. We'll see though. I do believe he's going to add on a Twilight Council. Meanwhile, it looks like Polt is constructing a factory and a starport, so he wants to go ahead and get a little bit of air control here, probably looking to get Vikings in order to combat the Colossus, but there won't be any Colossus coming from Grubby. Grubby is going to try to play mind games here with Polt. And Polt here, he's got a lot of bio here. He's got Stim-Pack on the way, +1 weapons. And I think what Polt's trying to do here is just going into the more traditional, you know, bio mode, which is so good against Protoss. I don't see him adding any Widow Mines on, which are typically a very, very good unit to have. But at the end of the day, I think Polt going with the standard bio that he feels really comfortable with, you know, that's his comfort zone. I think that's how he's going to be able to play at his optimum versus Grubby. And now we do have a robotic support bait coming, so it was like a delayed robotics, I suppose, because he wanted to add on the +1/+1. And he is also going for Twilight Council as well, so he's really diverging his tech here amongst different trees. And it looks like this Oracle now trying to fly away. Both players have been somewhat passive so far. Looking at the unit slots here, 625 to 575. It really is anybody's game. The supply 68 to 76. So Polt with a slight lead, and you know, that is Polt. He's known for his macro. He's very, very good at that. And he's kind of starting to take that army advantage right now. But, you know, you can't count Grubby out. Grubby is a very, very good Protoss player himself. He's just now finished +1/+1, so he's got the upgrade advantage over his Terran opponent. And he's just kind of sitting back right now waiting for this infantry to attack. And I think Polt is going to choose one Marine here to scout the front area, try to see if there's anything crazy. And there really isn't anything. In fact, Grubby might be in a bit of trouble here. This army could stim in and take out a large chunk of the Protoss forces. And it looks like Photon Overcharge being used on the Nexus. And all the infantry now going to focus down the whole of the Nexus. And the Nexus taking a lot of damage, but the Colossus comes out. And with the Colossus and Time Warp dropping down, it looks like Grubby has just barely enough to make a hold here, make a stand at the Nexus. And so Grubby got to feel pretty good that Colossus came out at the time that it did. Meanwhile, this Oracle, being ever so annoying, is going to shut down the operation here at the third and force a new SCV to come out. Unfortunately for Polt, he needs to bring some infantry here. Just bringing SCVs, he will get taken down very quickly by Oracles, no joke. And so Grubby, pretty happy with this Oracle so far. I wish I could see how many kills it's gotten, but I would guesstimate somewhere around 6 or 7, maybe more. From that Oracle so far. And Grubby has snuck a proxy pylon to the northwest of this expansion, so he can certainly reinforce at any point he deems that aggression might be able to take it down. And meanwhile, just building up more forces at the front door. It's very small skirmishes from both sides right now, but the one mistake, and it can end up costing you, you know, your army or even your base. And so these two players are playing at a very high level, and they realize that, hey, if I stim at the wrong moment, or if my army's out of position defending this Nexus, you know, I could, you know, lose this game very quickly. And here comes a Zealot coming out from that proxy pylon. The Oracle also flying in, daring to be dangerous there, but unfortunately the missile turret is up, and it will protect against the Oracle and potentially against any Dark Templar as well. which we actually do have a Dark Shrine coming. You know, Grubby is really stretching his tech quite thin on 2 bases. He's only got 4 gas, but he's got Robo Bay tech, he's got Twilight tech, he's got Templar tech, and he's got Dark Templar as well. Not too sure why he's going with so many different tech trees when obviously, you know, how can he afford it with the gas he's got? He doesn't have that much income. He needs a 3rd base, is what he needs. And unfortunately for Grubby, he still doesn't have the 3rd down yet, and Polt does. Meanwhile, though, we do have some Zealots coming in from that pylon once again, and they are going to take out the missile turret, maybe paving the way for that Oracle to come back through. But for now, it is going to shut down operations at this expansion until some troops can arrive and help protect it. And there comes the troops, and those Zealots are going to get taken down. But a DT is going to sneak in thanks to the drop of the missile turret coverage. Meanwhile, the army coming in from Grubby here, dropping down a couple of force fields, and it is going to be able to I don't know if it's enough to take out this army. It looks pretty close. Polt is going to evacuate, realizing that those force fields were messing up his AI. And meanwhile, the Dark Templar in the back here, killing off a lot of SCVs. And now cutting down Polt's SCV lead to only 52. In fact, he's behind now, 52 to 62. And this Dark Templar is going to continue to wreak havoc here at this expansion as Grubby's forces come to reinforce. And Polt now in a little bit of a desperate mode. He cannot lose this command center. He's lifted it up in the air where it is a lot safer. Obviously, only the Oracles can hit it. SCV's coming in to repair. Very quick repair there. And now Vikings have made their way on the field. Look at the production tab. Grubby is producing everything. Polt is barely making anything at all, but Grubby is the one who's also being aggressive too, and even though he's down a base, he's just now getting a 3rd, and he's also, he might actually be able to shut down operations at this expansion. He's still got the Dark Templar down here. Very, very nice play by Protoss Grubby, and so far just doing an excellent job sticking it to Korea, sticking it to Polt, and finally forcing Polt to drop the comsat. If you guys had asked me before this cast started, you know, who I thought was the favorite to win, I would have said, you know, Polt. But Grubby, you know, he's shown that he's very, very talented. He did great in the Heart of the Swarm, you know, open event in France. And now he's shown that, man, he's got the skills here to take it all the way. And Polt is, you know, he's receiving quite a bit of pressure. Right now it's 137 supply to 121. Grubby's got the edge. And he is going to push in here with a pretty large army. I love the mix. He's got Templar, he's got Colossus, got an Immortal to deal with the Marauders as well. And he has established a 3rd base. This is what he really, really needed in this game, I feel like, to boost his economy, to give him what he needs to stay toe-to-toe with Polt. And now Polt is going to try to bring a couple of medevacs, but he's going to fly right over the Protoss army, and the feedback's taking out a large chunk of Terran infantry, and that could spell disaster for Polt. Great time work getting dropped down right there as well to keep the infantry away, and this base has just been slaughtered, and Polt now is on the back foot. He is in full retreat. I'm not sure if he can do anything at all to stop this army. You know, maybe adding in some Hellbats wouldn't be a bad idea against so many Zealots, and I do see a couple of Hellbats now being produced, but I do feel like if Polt had tried to mix in a little bit more mech in this game, he would have been better off. I mean, Widowmines and Hellbats are amazing against Protoss. You know, Widowmines do extra damage to Protoss shields, and Hellbats destroy Zealots. So I'm not too sure why Polt was so hesitant to add on mech. Maybe he was just, you know, trying to stick with the classic infantry Terran style. But as game 2 comes around here, we'll see if he decides to switch it up, because right now Grubby is looking very good. Will he be able to take the game or not? Force fields coming down once again, and those forces cannot retreat. Polt is stuck where he stands, and great recycling of the Templar as well into Archons, and all of a sudden Polt is in a ton of trouble. He needs to man that bunker, but as soon as the forces come inside, the bunker immediately goes down. The Protoss firepower is too strong, +3/+3 for Grubby, and only a measly +2/+1 for CM Storm Polt. And Grubby is going to take game 1. He is victorious. And wow, very convincing victory right there from Grubby. Incredible job, I've got to say. This is a best of 3, so we'll have another game coming out for you guys, and hope you guys stay tuned for that. This is HD, and I'm signing out.